It is not what you are going through that matters. It's what you're going through to get to, because on that other side is your purpose. So if you find yourself in the midst of a storm, keep rowing. If you find yourself in a fight, fight through the night, because in the morning the sunrise comes, and with it, it brings your purpose. Now, oftentimes we get confused when our job tries to disguise itself as our purpose. Now, a job is just a skill that you learned over the course of 4 years and probably paid upwards of $70,000 for. A job also comes with a predetermined salary. And what is a predetermined salary? Someone else's opinion of your value. Now, your purpose, on the other hand, is what you were born and created to do. And the Almighty placed your purpose within you Himself. You see, a bird has never attended flight school. The gift of flight was placed within the bird. A fish has never taken a swimming lesson one day in its life. A fish was born to swim. That's its purpose. A seed has never attended a seminar on how to grow. That is its purpose. And the beauty is, once you find your gift, your purpose, you can never be fired from it. You can never be terminated from it. A bird can still fly in a bad economy. A fish can still swim in a recession. A seed can still grow through a stock market crash. Find your purpose and be the very best in the world at it. Money will always be attracted to your purpose, right? Because if a man can create a great table from a tree in his backyard, people will beat a path to his house to get that table. If your gift is a sweeper, sweep like Picasso. If you were born to bake, bake like Marie Callender. If your purpose is to nanny, be the best nanny this world has ever seen. Find your purpose and unwrap your gift. You are about to step on the field of battle, and you have to understand that your opponent has trained, dedicated actual time, energy, and effort to defeat you, to embarrass you, to dominate you, to make you taste and feel the agony of defeat. So before you actually step foot on that field, you have to be ready. Your mind frame, your energy level, your veracity has to be fueled up and ready to go. Do not get caught off guard because you have underestimated the situation. Now, they may be stronger, they may be faster, they may be more talented, they may be able to jump higher, but if you are willing on this day to decide to show more heart, to decide to be more focused, to decide to trust your preparation, to decide to execute, to decide that you wanted just a little more, to decide, you will come out the victor. Because today has already been paid for by your sacrifice, paid for by your hard work, paid for by your early mornings and late nights, paid for with those days that you trained to complete exhaustion, paid for with the hours of preparation and attention to details, paid for with endless repetition, paid for with calloused hands, blistered feet, ice baths and heating packs. This moment is your everything. Embrace it. There will be no do-over for this moment. What you do today will be remembered in history. The pen is in your hand, and you have the power to dictate what will be written about your performance in this moment on this day. So write it well. So leave nothing in the tank. Walk away without regret and go get what's rightfully yours. Go get what you've trained for. Go get what you've prepared for. Go win, baby. Go win. Up until a certain age, typically a child will do what you tell them to do. And then after that, they will do what they see you doing. And to illustrate that, let me share this. There's a story of this famous and successful attorney who had an alcohol problem. And on his walk to work every morning, he would walk by a bar where he would slip in and have a drink and then continue on his journey to the office. Now, he did this every day, but on this one day, it was snowing. So as the man was walking, he heard this noise behind him. So as he turned around to look, he was shocked to see his 7-year-old son, who had somehow slipped out of the house under the protection of his mother's watchful eye. And what he saw was his son son putting his little footprints inside the big footprints that he had left from the freshly fallen snow. So the son was literally walking in his dad's footsteps. So when the father saw this, he turned around, ran and scooped his son, and took him back home upstairs and placed him in the arms of his wife, the son's mother. And then the man quickly ran downstairs, fell to his knees, and began to pray. And the prayer went something like this: Dear Father, whatever you do not allow my footsteps to lead my son astray. Instead, allow my footsteps to lead him directly to you. I pray that you make me more like you, because my son wants to be just like me. Watch your step. If you want to do big things in life and get through the doors of success, you have to remember this: little hinges open big doors. And what really intrigues me about the hinge are its two distinct qualities. You see, a hinge connects objects, but so does a lock, glue, a nail, a screw. Now, what distinguishes a hinge from those other connective devices is that a hinge allows movement between two or more items that share the same axis. I'm taking this somewhere. Without a hinge, a door may as well be a wall or a big block of wood or a big chunk of heavy metal. So that door is very dependent upon that tiny little hinge. So the most meaningful conversations were composed of individual words. Those individual words, the tiny little hinges. The best movie you've ever seen in your life was written line by line. Those lines, tiny hinges. The most beautiful song you've ever heard was composed note by note. Those notes, the tiny little hinges. With you. I've lost an older brother. I've lost a younger sister. I've lost a father. So you have to forgive, you have to excuse my reaction when I hear that two family members aren't speaking to each other. Do you know what I would give to hold my sister, to laugh with my brother, to fish with my father? And some of you are willing to go dark on your bloodline. For what? Something they said, something they did, and you're willing to discard your shared DNA for that isolated incident? And you're willing to go radio silence because they're a little less than perfect? What about the good times? What about the times you laughed together? What about the times you cried together? What about the times you've been there for each other? What about the secrets you created that you share to this day? With the conditions in our world today, this is not the time for that. It's time to come together, not fall apart. It's time to hold close, not push away. The pain you're causing the rest of your family. And if it's an apology you're waiting on, please excuse their pride. They're sorry. Whether they say it or not, they are sorry.